Bonfire Premier Cup Series. This is your admin, Kevin Kyle, and I am proud to introduce to you your Season 12 primary sponsor, Animal House Customs. Get your favorite iRacing League logo or anything you can dream of on any hat or patch. Animal House Customs has a stitch for every itch. And in order to scratch that itch, visit animalhousecustoms.com or you can call Animal House Customs at 985-222-8065. Once again, that's 985-222-8065.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bonfire Race League. We're at the Lady in Black Darlington Raceway, one of the most iconic racetracks we visit all season and also one of the oldest. This racing surface is going to present all types of challenges for this field of 35 today. And man, am I excited to have a field that size with a track this challenging. These guys are up for the challenge and I am excited to watch them. I am not here alone though. I've got my partner, Dalton Geyer, here in the booth with me today. Me and Gene, who I'm usually with, is actually in Atlanta, enjoying the NASCAR race in a couple hours. So I got Dalton Geyer, who you guys met last week, and I'm excited to be here with you, Dalton. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. The track too tough to tame. Win if you can. Survive if the Lady in Black lets you. I am excited, Zach.
Yeah, that is such a good point to bring up about this track. So often when I'm talking to my team at this track, I'm just telling them it's all about survival. Race the track, not so much your opponents. We're going to be looking for our competitors to do that today. But man, it is all too easy to get collected in an incident here, is it not, with the size of this racing surface?
Well, it is, and the kind of the ironic thing there is because it's such a small racing surface, the caution sometimes it's a little delayed, or it doesn't come out at all because a lot of it washes down off of the racing surface. So the amount of cautions might not reflect the amount of incidents we see.
Yeah, that's so true. That racing surface is just above, and we'll take a closer look at the track in a bit, but it's just above these white hash marks you see, and it's probably about 40% of the actual turn is the racing surface and what iRacing considers the racing surface. So you're right, if you spin off that racing surface and you trigger what would normally be a caution, it's not going to do that at this track, and that could really, really hurt your chances of being able to recover from that incident, probably going pretty far back down in the field. As we see these guys already starting to qualify, and I don't have a ton of next-gen experience at this track, Dalton, but I'm assuming it's the same line that you run in something like the trucks, right? Which is a very bizarre line, if we're being honest.
Yeah, from what I remember of driving the next-gen around here, it's a little tighter than it runs a little more tight than the truck does around here. But that's, you want to be mindful that you're not wearing that right front too much. Otherwise, at a certain point, it's just impossible to keep it off the wall going into one.
Kind of like that. You saw the exit of 2 that right there. And man, 1 and 2 at this track, they really feel like two different corners. I mean, they are technically, right? But they really, really feel like you have to attack each one individually. And is that Jose Medina running that Kellogg's car? Because that thing looks amazing. We're already starting to see the throwbacks too. Yep, that is Medina in that throwback paint scheme. Paying tribute to Terry Labonte or Kyle Larson, if you want to be honest. But that scheme looks awesome, and hopefully we'll see more of that today, Dalton. One thing that we haven't talked about yet is this is normally a place where people like to run some throwback schemes. Being one of the oldest tracks, if not the oldest, that NASCAR goes to, it is a great time and a great opportunity to pay some tribute to the heritage of the sport.
Absolutely. I love the throwbacks. You know, I love to see just alternate schemes in general. But yeah, it's great to see people paying respect to the history of this great sport. And even sometimes people throw back to things outside of NASCAR too. So it's nice to see how creative people get with this.
Yeah, you do see people throw back to outside of NASCAR sometimes, maybe their first late model win. I think it was like Ricky Stenhouser did that recently. So you do see people get very creative. Not David Owens, though, running his normal black and red menacing Nas paint scheme right there. Putting in a lap time. I'd imagine Owens is going to put down a pretty decent lap time here. He knows his way around this track, whether it be in a next-gen or a truck or an Xfinity car. He knows how to get around this place. But as you saw right there, going into 1 is so weird. Really what you have to do is you have to dive it down below the little racing surface right there. and you have to let the car go all the way up to that wall, and it's a scary moment. It really is. It feels different every lap, and you never really know if that's going to be the lap where you tag that outside wall.
Yeah, you know, that's what I was just gonna say. Consistency is key around here, but consistency very, very hard to find, especially when you're going into turn one like that. You're trying to hit that thing as fast as you can, and you never really know for sure how the car is gonna hit that kind of bump and drift up.
No, you really don't. And yeah, it just seems like every lap you're dealing with a different set of challenges here. That's why like I said, I just try to avoid even trying to race people as much as I can here and really just focus on waiting for their inevitable mistake. Because I know I'm going to make a few. They don't call it the Darlington stripe for nothing that we'll see inside these race cars. On the passenger side of these cars, almost guaranteed that everyone who's actually pushing it, putting down their laps, is going to have one of those about, what, 50% through this thing?
Yeah, we'll see if the damage model on these things has mercy on them. But you know, that's going to be another key, is keeping this car clean, staying away from the major damage, so that you can maybe survive, pick up some spots on guys that are losing horsepower because they're just smacking this dang wall too hard.
Yeah, that's really going to be a big story of today, is how many times is this damage model going to let you do that before something like a toe link breaks and the car becomes undrivable. You probably can do it, 3-4 times throughout the race, as long as you hit it square, flat on that side, and don't really do any catastrophic damage to the car. But man, it's easier said than done. And before you know it, one hit that felt right similar to the ones before can be the one that ruins your day.
Yeah, this car, this next gen, it's generally pretty sturdy. It can take, you know, scrapes and bumps, but you don't want that hard smack, you know, and you don't want. You're just crossing your fingers that your spotter doesn't hit you with that you have wheel damage.
Oh, exactly. That's nothing you ever want to hear. So this is the penultimate race of our in-season tournament, which is exciting, and this is a great track to do it at. We only have 4 drivers left in this thing. So 2 matchups. The first matchup being David Medina versus Kevin Kyle, which will be a very fun one to watch throughout the day. 2 very fast drivers, and both have had really strong seasons. And then the second matchup, good friends and 2 guys that we've really seen up front a lot the past couple of weeks, racing for wins and taking home wins. Jason Landry and last week's winner, Jared Kelly. So 2 great matchups to watch today.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to show bias. It would be cool to see 2 of our 2 colleagues on our broadcast team, Kevin Kyle and Jared Kelly, in that final. But to do that, they're going to have to beat the former champions, basically, and 2 teammates of theirs. I believe Landry and Kelly teammates, and Medina and Kyle teammates this season. So it'll be interesting.
Didn't even think about that, but you're right. Some friendly fire, that'll be fun to watch. And then obviously we have only 2 races left in this regular season, and then we'll head off into the playoffs. So that's also going to be a really, really exciting time. And man, it's make it or break it time. This is not winning you're in here, Dalton. So you really got to make sure to protect these last 2 finishes the best you can and not cost yourself a playoff spot this close to the end.
Oh, it's going to be real exciting with, I think we have 2 races after this till the playoffs. And if you look at the point standings, from about 7th down to 20th right now, all those guys are pretty much within 20 points of that cutoff line. And so it could really be any 4 or 5 of those guys, just depending on what happens in these last, I guess what's going to be 3 races here.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's also why you're seeing such big fields week in and week out. I mean, I'll say in other leagues I've been in, a lot of people don't have the balls to take on Darlington. They just see that track coming up, and they say, okay, I'll see you guys next week. And they don't want to put themselves through 130 laps of what this track is going to give to you. But I love that 35 guys showed up today. Even some guys might even be doing some start in parts just to make sure they can collect some points, and woke up early to do that. But man, I really think that goes to show just how close it is in the middle of that pack. And man, the parity, like you said, from about 7th to 20th is unreal. Week in and week out, we're seeing that on track. There's just such a mixed bag in that part of the field, and it's being reflected in the points as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just kind of want to make note, just watching some of these qualifying laps, you see a lot of those kind of faster guys. You know, you saw Jared Kelly, you saw Landry, saw Medina. And the common theme is those guys getting as close to the wall as possible on those laps. So that is where the speed is, if you are confident enough to really get up on that wall.
Yep, you just have to do it 130 times today, which is a lot to ask without making a mistake. But I agree, that is where the speed is, especially through 1 and 2. 3 and 4, I feel like you can kind of find some speed in the bottom, but it is definitely better on the tires, and I think more reliable to use that top. But again, that's where the wall is. So it's kind of trying to balance that risk taking there, as I believe we're getting to the end of qualifying here. We'll probably have our results up soon, so we can take a look at who will be starting on the pole here at Darlington. Man, qualifying so important here, and look at that. This guy cannot be stopped lately. Jason Landry collecting yet another pole, this time at Darlington. Next to him, the guy who's been running all season and has tons of wins, David Medina. Joey Stiers with an extremely strong qualifying effort, putting himself in 3rd place. 4th belonging to last week's winner, Jared Kelly. And 5th, Kevin Kyle. So one thing to note there, Dalton, all 4 of our in-season tournament starting in the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we look at the rest of this, let's see.
Can you go back up for us? The 6th place real quick. I believe I saw Volpus in 6th. There he is. We got Volpus in 6th. 7th place, Owens. 8th belonging to rookie Michael Serra. 9th, Zach Engel. 10th, David Brenner. Man, the cream is rising to the top here. 11th, Brandon Shelton. Chris Smorrell will be starting 12th. Jake Aki in 13th. Dylan Walterman in 14th. Kyle Lynott 15th. Milliken starting 16th. Ricky Mandela in 17th. Matt Schofield, another rookie, in 18th. Matthew Skirwick making his BRL debut today in 19th. Justin Malarkey in 20th. Oh, keep your eye on that 73 car, Dalton. I mean, he's going to be working through the field. Mark Dumont in 21st. David Buell in 22nd, or Buell, I'm sorry. Fernandy, 23rd. And then rounding out the field, we got Benton, and then the rest of these cars did not put down qualifying times. Jose Medina, Edward Peltz, Richard Leclerc, Tommy Fox, Jerry Rose, and Steve Neal.
You know, it'll be interesting to see what that Edward Peltz does from back there. I believe he's the car that's just above the cut line right now in 12th, with a lot of hungry guys behind him. So we'll see how far he's able to take that thing up the field.
Yeah, Edward Peltz has been a model of consistency all season. He's really, really been there at the end where he needs to be, getting those top 15s. And that might be his mentality here today. Again, just going to let this track come to him and see what happens throughout the race. But maybe not wanting to be in the middle of all that hornet's nest to start this race. Because, wow, it can get sketchy fast when that green flag drops, Dalton.
Yeah, we're probably going to see some different strategies here as far as that goes, as far as just even, just racing to begin with. I mean, I think we'll see the fast guys really having the confidence to throw it in there with each other and really get up next to each other. But I think some of these guys are going to be content to just try to find a place where all the guys who are faster than them are in front of them, and everybody there faster than them is behind them. And they can just kind of drive this thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like those moments at a road course, right? Where you hit that moment in the race, usually about 10, 15 laps in, where you're looking at your relatives and, right, kind of exactly like you said, you're like, okay, 5 seconds in front of me and that number's going up. 5 seconds behind me and that number's going up. Cool. I'm kind of just racing the track now. I am where I'm supposed to be. And it really just allow you to, just get in there and focus, dial in, and to just start getting those laps off. But easier said than done. And this is an oval, much less space to go around, and kind of hard to find that time alone here as we go around the backstretch. Lights off the pace car. We'll be going green this round. Oh, still on. I'm sorry. So is it gonna be 2 times around here at Darlington? So 2 times around here. Usually you only reserve that for short tracks, but again, this track is so bizarre. I'm not surprised. Why not? It looks like our admin manually adding an extra lap, and that makes sense. With 35 cars in the field, you want to make sure you have enough time for everybody to form up. Man, week in and week out, whoever is running that 23 car, it's Joey Stiers this week, but it's always a good-looking paint scheme. And man, that Columbia one is sharp-looking today.
Yeah, it's beautiful. They got the Looks like they got the reflective numbers there too. I believe on that 23.
They do, and it's gold. You know all too well, Dalton, from me complaining to you how hard it is to get fucking gold down in this game. It either looks brown or yellow most of the time, but that's the kind of shit.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
See what you did there. So again, I'm not seeing tons of throwback paint schemes today, so boo on these guys. I guess we should have told them more to participate, but we will shut them out as we see. Ooh, I see a little blinky there from, I believe that's Lanot, so hopefully he can get that figured out. As you see a lot of cars too here, Dalton, warming up those tires, making sure there's as much heat in them as possible when that green flag drops.
Yeah, and you know, that's another danger here is spinning the tires, even with completely fresh tires. It's kind of dangerous, and you really don't want to spin those tires coming to the green.
No, you really don't, especially up front. It can stack up the entire field. As the lights are off the pace car, he is off the track. Jason Landry is going to be leading us to green. We'll be going on the green flag this time around, so keep your eye on that 56. And here we go at Darlington. The 56 of Jason Landry leads them into turn 1 with Medina on his outside. Will they enter turn 1 side by side? Looks like Medina's going to give way, give the lead to Landry. Inside belonging to Stiers as he closes the door and gets 3rd place over Jared Kelly. 5th place Leno. These guys trying in the front of the field to get single file as much as they can, but man, behind them, it's a different story.
Yeah, I saw what looked like 3 wide there, or maybe just somebody trying to just give way and get off the racing surface to get back to where they want to be. But yeah, it's a hornet's nest here to start.
Yeah, it really is, especially about 7th back. You see a lot of guys shuffling for positions right now. This is when the field is bunched up, so it is a good time to get them. I told you to keep your eye on that 73 of Malarkey. He's already making quick work of the field, starting to pass cars and collect those positions while he can. I think it won't be long until we see that 73 in the top 10 as he looks for another move here to the inside on the 520.
I think so. Yeah, you can and you can run you can run too deep around here. Actually, kind of in more places than you think. Into 1, kind of around in the middle of 1 and 2, but no man's land is kind of out of 2. That's where you want to have it figured out, because that's where guys are going to be smacking the wall, bouncing off the wall, bouncing into each other.
Yeah, and you definitely want to have your car pointed out of the corner coming out of 2, right? You want to be pointed downwards towards the inside wall instead of chasing the car up the track. Keep your eye on that as this run goes on, and these cars get tighter. It gets harder and harder to keep that car glued to the bottom of the track or steering downwards. Like I said, Dalton, it really is like a series of 2 turns, as we can watch the 56 here. Take turn 1, so he's going to dive it all the way to the bottom there, let this car drift up to the wall, and this is really what, for me, Dalton, where the second corner begins, and now you start steering down, and that's perfect right there, coming down the corner as you exit, and that really is how I try to mentally approach it. It's like it's 2 different sets of corners.
Yeah, absolutely, and you see Landry kind of opening up this little gap here, and Medina was starting to kind of open up that gap too, but you see Jared Kelly back there kind of reeling them back in. That's the thing about this track too, is there's going to be a lot of comers and goers as these tires wear, as guys take different approaches to these corners.
Yeah, and we got a car around. Already we got a car around, and that's a quick tow. Wow. And caution is out. First time today. It only took 6 laps, and we are under yellow. I believe that was that the 117 Leclerc? I see him lying for the radio. I'm not sure if that was him, though. That was the 117 Leclerc out of this race, looks like, towing straight to the pits. Looked like he was turned around in 3 and 4. So interesting. I'm assuming likely contact with another car, Dalton, as there's just, like we've already said, not a lot of room to race here, especially side by side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That can definitely happen. And you see, I think I saw another name down the leaderboard. That Jerry Rose came out for his little start and park, I believe. I think we saw him just for a second exit pit road and then just come straight back down and park it.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I haven't done that before, Dalton. Especially this late in the season, you got to get those points where they're available to you. So one thing that I was going to touch on as well before that caution came out, Jared Kelly had also made a nice pass on Joey Stiers to get 3rd too. So that was really the only real movement we saw the top part of our field, with Landry able to maintain that lead. Medina was slotting into second, but you saw Kelly starting to put the pressure on, and Steyer's had a pretty good gap in 4th place.
Yeah, this will be interesting as we restart on this one. I think what we're gonna see is these teammates are gonna be lined up. Landry and Kelly, I believe.
Yeah, they will. Good
Bottom
choice.
line. So we'll see. What we're gonna look for, I think, is for Kelly to try to kind of get. They might even kind of coordinate this to try to get Kelly in there past Medina.
Yeah, maybe a little okie dokie if they can have one of the cars check up just enough to try to get someone on the inside lane. That would be interesting. It would probably be something they'd want to do. If you can put a Medina behind you, you should, because that guy is a problem. He has been so fast, so lights out, no matter where we go this year. And man, it really has been so fun to watch this.
Jerry is still out there.
Oh, Jerry is still out there. And he somehow managed to go a lap down within 6 laps. That's impressive work by Rose there.
Like I said, I think he started from the pits. I saw him pulling out of there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys, I think oftentimes thinking, I don't even want to be near the field at Darlington. I don't want to create issues. So Jerry Rose, knowing himself there. And that's Vulpes there, too. Wow.
In the spirit of start parking, he wants to bring that thing back to the shop clean.
Yes, he does. That's the whole. They don't have the budget for another one of those. So that was actually Vulpes who went blinky earlier. I apologize. Him and Lanat with similar looking cars now, but Vulpes on the inside there. He actually did a great job on that restart as well. You see another few cars coming around to the tail end of the field as we're getting ready to go green here again. Lights are out. Control car this time will be Landry instead of the flagman. So look for that 56 to blast off a little bit more than he did last time. But again, what I'll be looking for here too, Dalton, is I was pretty impressed with how these guys made sure to be single file by the time they got to 1. We'll see if that greed goes up at all here as we're looking for that Geico restart zone here at Darlington. And also, tire spin could be a factor here. It's still early, but you never know. Good start. Oh, wow, you called it, Dalton. That 55 and 56 had something lined up there, and that worked out brilliantly. I think Kelly's going to have a shot at second place here.
Yeah, just like I said, you saw that little bump as we were going green from Kelly, just very subtly right into the rear end of Landry as we are back green here.
Yes, we are. Look at Kelly also already putting pressure on his teammate. Jared Kelly really having a ton of speed in that 55 car since we've gone green here today. He has worked his way up from 4th place where he started and is now challenging for the lead. The only car that we've seen be able to reel in that 56 to Landry at all so far.
Yeah, and you can never underestimate the importance of a good jump to start this thing is those two cars have already opened up a half a second gap on Medina back in 3rd.
Yeah, these leads were forming up quickly, Dalton. I was noticing that on the last run we had, only 6 laps deep, and it was already about 3 seconds separating the leader to Kevin Kyle over in, it was then 5th place. Now Vulpes has gotten past Kyle and gotten himself into the top 5. So we're starting to see a little bit of movement amongst the top of our field as we go green, but man, it really does seem like if you want to get positions, the best time to do it is right when we go green. As look at this, the entire field already just about single file.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing too, that certain things that can kind of slow you down. Side-by-side racing is one of them. We'll see if Kelly wants to kind of have this fight right now, or if they're going to want to work together and kind of pull away from Medina, because side-by-side racing, that'll bring Medina right back to him.
Wow, and I love this onboard we just had with Kelly there. He is turning in through 1 and 2 a lot earlier than that 56 is. I'm not sure if the 56 was caught asleep there, or if he's a little bit tighter than the 55 is, and that 55 is able to rotate that car. But there it is again through 3 and 4, Dalton. Let's see through 1 and 2 again if Kelly could get down in this corner earlier than the 56 can, and I think that would be a way that he would be able to get that pass completed cleanly, because like you said, one thing that's going to slow you down is side-by-side racing, and let that Nana Medina get back to you. So if at all possible, you want to make quick work of that 56.
Yeah, we'll see, because he does appear to be running a little bit lower than Landry. It looks like he's trying to set up that pass, but he's got to be careful that he's not using too much of that wheel and wearing those tires down more than Landry is.
That as well, and you're dealing with dirty air, and man, of all tracks, dirty air here is just brutal, especially if you're specifically right where they just exited there. It can just catch you at the wrong moment and shoot your car straight up into that wall at the absolute worst time. So Kelly dealing with that as well. None of these things good for tires. So again, he's going to want to try to get this done quick as he peeks to the inside, showing his nose. Oh, loose on exit though.
Got a good exit. It looks like Landry might have just kind of let him have that to make sure they keep Medina in the rear view.
That may have been what just happened there, because yeah, he definitely got loose on exit, and that had to have cost him a tiny bit of speed, but still was able to clear the 56. So either the 56 had just as much trouble
coming back on him though.
So much for. Oh, and he's gonna go real deep in the corner, almost shoot Kelly into the wall. That was a close call. He really sent that in.
Yeah, these guys are already playing chess here. We're only 15 laps in. These guys fighting like it is 5 to go.
I was gonna say, is this chess or is this just UFC fighting right now? These guys are just going for it. It's 16 laps in this race. We still got over 100 more left in this thing, but you wouldn't know it was the way the race would lead.
Chess boxing, maybe.
Exactly, chess boxing. And look at Medina. This is exactly what we talked about. He's there now.
Yeah, this is where it gets exciting here when you have these packs that looks like we got like a 5-car breakaway here, and all these guys are going to be looking to get to the front.
Yes, he is. Medina's going to look to the inside of Kelly. They're not able to complete any type of pass there. Couldn't really get side by side with Kelly through the corner, and decided just to go behind him and follow him through. But man, he's right there, and it's not just Medina. You have Stiers there in 4th who's joined this pack, and then in 5th is Volpis right there as well. And then we have the 6th place car who's a little bit further behind. That's the 22 of Brenner has almost caught this pack.
Yeah, and as these guys keep racing, that 22 is going to get closer and closer. And yeah, this is going to become a 6-car pack here, I believe.
We know how the 22 historically races at this racetrack. Not Brenner, but that number race car.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll look for that. Just a little bit of bump and run later in this one.
Yeah, at least there isn't a 24 anywhere up front.
Exactly.
But man, these guys, you really cannot afford a mistake right now. If you're Landry, I think one mistake would send you all the way back to 6th place. But man, it's a razor's edge right now, and all these guys like Medina and Stiers just begging for that 55 or 56 to make a mistake and slip up, and so they can pounce and take the lead of this race. And look at this run that Kelly just got on Landry on the exit of the corner. He got one, but he couldn't do a ton with it, and Medina got a run as well. And I think he knew, if I don't complete this pass, Medina's going to be right there next to me.
Yeah, Landry's going to be begging for these guys to start fighting each other so he can pull away.
Exactly. He really is going to want that. He's begging for these two to get side by side, and I think Kelly is trying to pick and choose his moments here and not give up 3rd place in the process of trying to get the lead. Man, I've done that all too many times. When you too focus on the spot in front of you, and you end up losing positions because of it and not completing a pass.
It is so hard to make passes around here, make them stick, get that good run out of the corner. So we'll see how that goes.
And I think we just got our first Darlington stripe on the 9 of Medina. I heard it. It was a gentle one, so it was the ones that you can afford, Dalton, the ones that aren't going to end your day. But they can stack up if you continue to smack that wall lap after lap. But the Darlington stripes starting to get collected by our drivers out here.
Yeah, I know. I think we've all been in that position before. Those of us who have run this track, and at least when it starts happening to me, I kind of have that mentality of like, okay, I got to consciously make sure I'm setting up for turn 2 to get kind of out of there without smacking the wall.
Yup, and I'm assuming that you probably have around 40 to 50 laps of fuel here. I would say this is really one of the only ovals, Dalton, where you get to the point sometimes you're like, I don't even care about the fuel. I just want new tires. I don't care. Like, I'll just come in with half a tank right now and put new tires because I'm putting down such awful lap times that it will be worth it in the end.
Yeah, this actually might be one of those tracks where the tires wear out before you run out of fuel. If you run this thing too hard for too long, you can run those tires down to 0% before you need fuel.
One of the few tracks you'll see blowouts in iRacing. From exactly that, from dragging that tire down to 0% and it just becomes completely unusable in one of those trays that they use to slide on from fast food restaurants. As also, Dalton, if you are listening to the engines, it is getting so much quieter out here. I mean, when you go to a real NASCAR race, I remember sometimes, you know, you're about 100 laps into a long run in a real NASCAR race. You're like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and you're in the bathroom and you're thinking, oh no, are they under yellow now? And they're not. They're just on a long run. They're using such little throttle that it sounds like they are at that point in the run. And I'm starting to hear that. This track is getting a lot quieter, Dalton. These guys are not on the throttle anywhere near as much as they were 20 laps ago.
Yeah, I just saw kind of an unconventional move from Smorl there. Took that position from Kevin Kyle around the around the outside, just a lap ago there, and so he's one of those cars that's making moves here, moving his way up. See if he catches that front pack there, catches up to Brenner.
Yeah, definitely, and good shout. Two of our hard chargers so far, the 6th place of Brenner and 7th place of Smorl. Those guys are doing a masterful job of working through the field. And clearly, like you said, if you're able to make that move on the outside, when really everyone's been completely passing to the inside, that just shows how confident you are with your car and the different lines it can use. Because, yeah, entering high and then running that line is, Medina's going to collect his second Darlington stripe of the day. I was going to say, entering high and running high all the way around the field, that's kind of that Kyle Larson line around here. And gosh, it's so difficult, Dalton. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, you know, but like I was saying, that's the fast line. That's what you got to do to be fast. That's what you got to do to win.
Yeah, it is. You got to take those chances. And speaking of, you can see Medina, his patience starting to run out with that 55. But Kelly, I think he may feel like he's faster, and whether or not he does feel like he's faster, one thing is happening. That 56 is getting a lot smaller in their windshield.
Yeah, and you see that 23 back there, Joey Stires. We'll see if he tries to kind of stick his nose into this too.
Joey Stires, this has been the run that we've been waiting for, Dalton. We have raced this guy in other leagues at the MRL Truck Series week in, week out, and oh my goodness, Stires is lights out fast. He has not had that performance. Well, he has once, but it's been inconsistent for him this year in the BRL, and it is so cool of all tracks to see Stires running like this at Darlington.
Yes, sir. Funny how that works. You know, that this is a track that's gonna bring out the best in really good racers, and you know, we might see guys have runs here that they really need.
Medina, for my counting, Dalton is up to his 3rd Darlington stripe. I haven't really seen anyone else be collecting them the way Medina is right now. And here comes number 4. Oh, wow, how'd he stop that car? He entered in there way too deep, was able to check it up somehow as he exits out of 2 now. He really is dealing with those tires. That thing is not any easier to drive. And also, look in front of that, we're dealing with lap cars now as Landry just put the 69 1 lap down.
Yeah, we'll see how these guys navigate the lap traffic. We'll see if we see a little bit of dirty boxing here. We'll see who decides to use these cars as a pick to make passes.
That really does become the best opportunity as these runs will wear on. It doesn't feel good in the moment doing it to somebody, especially if it's a friend or something, but you got to do what you got to do, don't you?
Absolutely. And as we see Landry kind of opening up this gap here. So he's kind of at the advantage dealing with these lap cars. He's going to get to him first, and you know, I think they might kind of yield for him a little bit more, but these guys are a little more bunched up. It's going to be hard to get both of those guys around at the right time.
And that's Peltz going a lap down. We talked about Peltz a little bit earlier. He's on the bubble to make the playoffs, so Peltz not having the run he needs. But we're at Darlington, and what he's doing, he's surviving, right? So we still have a long way to go. Peltz making his car easy to lap, and I agree with you as well. I don't think these cars are going to give that 56 of Landry too much trouble as they lap him. We saw at the road courses, right, where the cars will legit just pull over like you see in kind of Formula 1 or something. As, oh, wow, it's getting close between Medina and the 55. But this track kind of reminds me of that sometimes, Dalton. You'll see lappers go below the racing surface and entirely get out of your way as they're being lapped, just because there just isn't a ton of room here and they don't want to create an incident with the leader.
You know, and there's a lot of room down there. It's a good practice. And, we're seeing, Medina almost going for that pass on the outside here.
Yeah, here we go. He's going to enter high here. Try to get as low as he can so he can drift up. Kelly behind him, and he does complete that pass. Gorgeous pass by the 9 of Medina. Costs 2.2 seconds on the 56 of Landry, but we have to keep our eye on that delta now and see if that shrinks or continues to increase.
Yeah, now that Medina's clear, we'll see if he starts this kind of slow march towards Landry. as we continue to put cars a lap down.
Yeah, and this is one of those really long Darlington runs that are become pretty common at this racetrack. Everyone now at this point looks to be, unless you're in this David Owens situation right here with 77, yeah, 77. You were really trying to race the racetrack as best you can. But there you saw Aki and Owens racing each other. This right here is a cluster, you know what?
Absolutely, and yeah, we'll see if this is David Owens' true pace too, because I know he likes to start these things a little more methodical and then really kind of turn up the heat later on. But you know, I don't know if he likes what he's seeing out his mirror. Well, he likes what he's seeing out the windshield now, but yeah, he's going to want to get away from this gaggle of cars behind him.
Yeah, this is a lot of action going on behind him. This is all the way, I think, to 11th place, if not deeper. But yeah, Owens is kind of a surgeon, especially at tracks like this. Never really going to let anyone affect the pace that he wants to run. Going to run his own race and let the track come to him. And here's Owens has really been a hard charger in the lap parts of this run. Speaking of hard chargers, at 73 of Malarkey, continuing to work through this field. He started in 20s, Dalton. He will be in the top 10 in no time.
Yeah, you know, I think as I was looking over the stats for just Darlington in the history of this league, I saw his name up there in a few categories.
Yeah, not surprised. You've seen him good at those technical tracks and just didn't have the start he wanted and had to patiently work his way through the field. And as you saw right there, you saw the 70 step collecting a freaking stripe, putting another one on the exit there. And these cars are getting awful right now. Yes, he was. Yeah, look at that.
You see, yeah.
Very close together, and these guys, you can tell, getting very, very tight as well.
You see, Brenner might be tired of racing these guys now. He's kind of dropping off here. I don't know if he wore the tires or what, but kind of seeing him fall back through the order. He might be kind of looking for that spot to where he can just ride. Oh, as he gets into the wall and then the 47 gets into him. But yeah, he might be just looking for a spot where he can just kind of ride.
And that was one of those good-sized hits we were talking about, Dalton. That wasn't quite a Darlington stripe. That was a Darlington slap. That thing hit the wall pretty healthily. And I think you're right. We saw Brenner collect a lot of positions early in this run, and now in the later parts, that thing has just come back around, and he's seeing the opposite of that. He has given up, I believe, all the spots he gained and then some.
Yeah, we'll see. And you know what was the other name we said? We said Chris Smorrell also moving.
Smorrell, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, we'll see. I kind of wonder what the difference is in their approach here. Although it looks like Kevin Kyle and David Owens kind of tracking him down here as this run's going on.
Yeah, you're right. It does look like Kyle and Owens have a little bit more speed than that 5 of Smorrell. But yeah, Smorrell definitely not falling off the same rate that we saw Brenner, but nonetheless, a little bit, as here goes Kyle to the inside, and I think Owens is going to want to follow him through here as well.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like he has the run out of the corner. That's the thing. You really kind of have to set it up here. It's so hard to get that good run off when you're going for that pass out of the corner.
Yeah, it really is, and you just have to go back around and try to set it again. As you see it, that's exactly what Owens is. Oh, you saw on the top of your screen there, not collecting a Darlington slap. That was a nice hit on the outside of 2. And here we go, as you're going to see Owens try to hug the bottom of this corner here all the way around and clear him on exit. And that's pretty textbook by Owens.
Oh, he's sticking with him.
Yep. Oh, this is not what you want.
See, is he going to bail out of it? Yeah, a little bit. And there's Malarkey again, yeah.
Yep, Malarkey is in. I said he'll be in the top 10. He didn't even bother with 10. He's already in 9th, and he's right there on Smorrell. And that 73 car looking to the inside to go up to 8th place. And man, that thing has been a rocket ship on the long run. It is so fast right now.
Didn't I tell you, Zach? Comers and goers. These guys who have been saving those tires, we're going to start to see them kind of rise to the top, go through this order here.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, we're already seeing so much of it. So many of these guys, some of them starting in the 20s, some of them in the teens, are now going to be flirting with top 5s before we even have to go to our first scheduled pit stop. So that really could not have gone better for guys like Owens and Malarkey, completely neutralizing that. I don't want to say bad, but just unfavorable qualifying effort that they both had. I'm sure both of them would have liked to start further up in this field, but they have completely neutralized that.
Yeah, and we'll see, and you brought up the pit cycle. We'll see when that opens up. It should be open up here in, what, a good 10 laps, maybe 20?
If that, right? It should be really, really soon. I'm surprised that no one's wanted to do the undercut. Maybe that caution, that early caution, adding a few laps to these guys' tanks, and they're just not wanting to be the first ones to come in. As we have that beautiful Kellogg scheme of Jose Medina on screen right now. Medina doing a good job as well, keeping that car healthy. I see a Darlington stripe on the right side of it. No surprise there that he has it at this point. Oh, and I love that Daily Drivers Inc. Logo he has on the side of that car too. Looking good.
And another throwback there.
Oh yeah, Animal House Customs.
Intimidator. Little Dale Earnhardt inspired scheme. Really, really simple. But really effective as well.
Yep, Ricky Mandela, the rookie, running that Dale Earnhardt throwback, and it's sponsored by the league sponsor, Animal House Customs. Check out those guys at animalhousecustoms.com. They do incredible embroidery and printing work, and we are very lucky to have them as a sponsor. And just a bonus that they happen to bring out some of the best looking cars week in and week out.
Maybe a little sacrilegious to see it on a Ford, as we see Landry now ducking down to start this round of green flag pit stops. And this is a really tough pit road to make if you're not ready for it, Zach.
I was about to say that this is a tricky pit road, so we're gonna have to keep our eye on that too. As we talked about, this racing surface is so small, and that pit road all the way on the bottom of the track, it really feels like you were driving unnaturally far down the track when you have to bring it down there to pit. But it looks like Medina is going to inherit the lead with Landry being the first one to bite there. Malarkey had gotten past Owens as well, so Malarkey had worked himself into what was then 6th, now 5th. So it looks like here comes Medina to bring it down this time around. Medina a little bit earlier down the track than Landry was. You saw Landry kind of, I want to say, made that sharp left. And I believe Kelly is going to pick up a lap lead here. Yes, he is, and then likely bring it down the next time around.
Yes, sir. With how these lap times fall off over the course of the run, you don't want to give the opposition, especially up at the top of the field like these guys, you don't want to give them that much more time on fresh tires to put, because that can put seconds on you that you're going to have to make up.
Oh yeah, it really, really can. It's probably, I'm assuming, 2 to 3 second delta on lap times right now. So like you said, you don't want to stay up for longer than you have to. I understand Kelly wanting to lead that lap real quick, get those points that come with it. But yeah, then get that car into the pits and get 4 fresh ones on it. What's also nice about Kelly now is he gets to have pit road to himself. Always nice to not have to deal with other cars on pit lane with you. So Kelly will have to see how he blends back out with those other 2 cars that he was running with, of the 55, or I'm sorry, the 56 and the 9. I'm assuming the 56 should have a pretty healthy lead. Oh no!
There goes Volpes.
Around goes Volpes after making contact with Malarkey on the exit at 2. And that is going to bring out the yellow. And oh no, Dalton, this puts everything upside down. We have cars that are likely a lap down because we're in the middle of a pit cycle. Oh no.
That is not what any of those guys wanted to see that just came down pit road right there.
And specifically our 3, the big 3, I think we could start calling them, the 55, the 56, and the 9. They had all pit. I'm seeing my leaderboard. I think Medina's on the lead lap. I'm curious to see where the 56 and 55 are.
Well, they'll definitely get the wave around, but that's not going to be enough to bring them back where they were. They're going to have to fight through the field now.
There's Kelly exiting the pits? Was that?
Yeah, it looked like he came down right before that happened. So he took his pit stop.
Oh, okay, so he was still in there. And yeah, Kelly is a lap down, as is Medina, and Landry is too. So like you said, they're going to get the wave around, but that track position is gone.
Yeah, I hate it for them, but, honestly, I'm excited to see how they work through this.
Oh, this is great for us. We may or may not have put a banana peel on the exit of 2.
Yeah, this is going to be insane, honestly.
Yeah, it really is. Volpes also, we have to see. I don't think Volpes collected too much damage from that incident there, but luckily also losing track position. And that was an incident with Malarkey, which I don't think cost Malarkey anything.
Yeah, it kind of looked like just a little, just an easy little dump off the front of the hood. Not sure if he's going to have much damage from that.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad for the 73. And also, shout out, do we call it like the old All-Star number placement for the 73? Remember when they did that with the neon lights and the pushed back numbers?
Yeah, that's been, it stands out. I'll say that.
Yeah, I'm looking at my diecast right now. I have those like 164s, and they're not attractive, Dalton. They're not attractive.
No, this is,
This one looks better.
Yeah,
this one looks
yeah.
better.
Yeah, for sure.
To be fair.
Yeah.
I think they did that to end up putting the numbers forward because we're like, God, that looks bad. And then they put the numbers forward, like, see, this isn't so bad.
Oh, they were priming the pump.
Yeah, they're gaslighting us.
I don't know if that's what that means.
I don't
but,
either. That's not really gaslighting, is it?
No, it's okay. We're just.
I don't know. I'm just using terms I saw on Twitter. I don't know what they mean.
We're just a couple dumb guys here. Don't pay attention to us.
That's what we do. Speaking of dumb guys, I'm gonna try to do some math right now, Dalton, which is always a good idea for me. But I think the halfway point's lap 65, right? The end of 65.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lap 65.
So we will not have a yellow for that, but that will pay out points. So let's keep our eye on that. Good situation here. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, sorry, there is no stage in this one. Good situation here for Stiers and Malarkey. These guys now in control of this race in the front of the field. Second row composing of Morrill and Owen. Smorrill, I'm sorry, and Owens. Behind them is the 2 of Shelton and the 54 of Medina. So new characters up front, Dalton, as we get ready to go green. It's going to be the control car of Stiers on the inside. It was Malarkey on the outside was the control car. And there he goes, blasting off.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching David Owens here. So I wonder if it is going to start to kind of be go time for him here. Because he knows he's got all those fast guys behind him now, and they're going to have to work through. So we'll see if he tries to work through here and lead some laps.
Yeah, there they are. There's the 56 all the way back in the field. And you see the 9 of Medina behind him, and there's the 55 of Kelly behind Medina. I think we're going to watch these three work together. And look up front, Stiers makes a pass for the lead on Malarkey on the entrance at 3. So Joey Stiers to the lead here at Darlington.
Yeah, and we keep kind of talking like it's going to be easy work for those guys, but it's going to be anything but working through this field as, Stiers takes the lead. And, he's going to love this opportunity to lead the race.
Yeah, he is, and this is a good opportunity to try to escape from those faster guys. I mean, a lot of this race has been track position, too. I think they could feel like between how much tire it's going to take working through this field to get back up here and the distance we can create, we've got these guys beat as long as we can keep this thing green. So I totally think I agree with you. There's a big incentive if you're Owens really anywhere in this top 5 to get away from the rest of that field.
So you see here what Landry kind of has to deal with. The contact there. He's going to go outside of Peltz. And not sure who.
What is Kyle Busch calling?
He's still with him. He's still with him there.
Oh boy. Side by side through 3 and 4.
Landry. Looks like now he's finally going to get through there.
And when you're around the squirrels, you're bound to catch a nut, right?
Bound to go nuts, man.
You have That's what KB always says about when he loses his track position, and it really just is a hornet's nest back there. It's so different than what they've been dealing with all race.
And it's a tale as old as time. If you race iRacing, you've been in a race like that before where you were like, all right, I'm the fastest guy out here. I'm going to win this thing. And then you get just a caution at a bad time. You end up back there somehow, just, behind all those guys. They either wreck in front of you or you just get too aggressive trying to make your way through and you wreck and you're like, those are the ones you think about. You're like, man, I could have had that one.
Or you realize how important dirty air was and you just never knew. And all of a sudden you're in 15th, right? And you're like, I thought I had the fastest car. What is going on here? And you just, you're able to get it up to maybe 9th or 10th, but you just hadn't had to deal with that all race. You hadn't had to save your tires that way. And before you know it, you've used your stuff up and you haven't had those same luxuries you had in that first run. It really does that's why I use the word upside down so much when those things happen, Dalton. It puts everything upside down for these front runners.
And you saw Mandela there trying to kind of get those guys by him. He saw Landry in his rear view there. And something I want to note is you kind of saw him turn down the track a little bit on the backstretch and I think that was kind of a subconscious thing where either that or he was trying to give him the high side. Yeah, he might have been trying to give him the high side and had to say, oh, never mind. But Yeah, it's crazy how you see that car in the review sometimes you just have that kind of subconscious urge to keep it there, but nevertheless Landry able to navigate that.
One thing that we haven't mentioned too, Dalton, that kind of compounds the issues more for Medina and Landry than it does Kelly is, I know it's only 2 or 3 laps that those guys pit before that caution came out, but that is significant at a track like Darlington. And when you have to take that wave around, you don't get to pit. And all those cars that had not yet just started that green flag with 0 lap old tires, but yours already had 3 laps on them. So you don't even have as fresh of tires as the field that you're working through.
Yeah, not only that, but they're not even really in a position where they're going to want to be saving those tires. By the time they work through this field, they might not really have much tread left.
Yeah, I agree. So they're going to probably have to do something creative in terms of pitting if we stay green, if they want to have a chance at this. And it's probably going to be coming in early again to give themselves a chance to run those fast laps. So we'll have to keep our eye out for that if this thing stays green. Up front, we're seeing a lot of the same still. Joey Steyer is having a nice solid lead over the 73 of Malarkey after completing that pass on lap 1 of this restart. Behind them, you still have the 5 of Smorl and the 11 of Owens. Owens has been kind of breathing down the neck of Smorl, but hasn't really been able to make a pass happen. And I'll tell you what, Dalton, I don't see it yet, but I'm hearing Darlington stripes get collected all over this racetrack.
Yeah, and this is what those guys back there do not want to see. They don't want to see these guys spread out. They want them racing so they can run them back down.
Yeah, they really, really do, and they definitely don't want these guys just clicking off laps, especially fast ones. And that top 5 is single file, and they are very organized right now, just doing what they got to do to get to the later parts of this race as we're almost at the halfway point.
Yes, sir. As you see, Landry clicking off another pass here, and I don't think he's even up to the top 10 yet. He's coming up on it, though. That's 11th.
That was 11th?
Yeah, that was 11th. So he's going to be approaching the top 10 here with his next car.
That was 11th. That's impressive.
Yeah, so these guys working pretty effectively up through this field already.
Yeah, and it's Landry leading them, it seems, and then behind them is Medina, about 1 car behind. He's behind Angle there in the 47, and then behind Medina is the 55 following through. So yeah, these guys are making quick work, Dalton. That's impressive. To me, if they can get it to the top 5 before the pit cycle, I think they'll have a chance at it.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight. Say that.
Yeah, there's no time to be wasted. And we're going to have to keep our eye on their lap times, too. I am very curious to see if we see what happened to them, or if we see what happened to Brenner or Smorl, excuse me, on that first run, happened to them using your stuff up early.
Yeah, we'll see. So I believe it's like Landry's about 5 seconds back now of the leader.
Wow.
Man.
Oh, man. That was close.
Hats off to the patience there to not throw that in.
Yeah.
It's like Final Destination. Like he saw what was going to be in his future if he went for that.
And the Netco gods really smiled upon them there, didn't they? Oh my gosh.
For sure.
That could have been close. Last week at what is it, Daytona, where the Netco... no! Little ping pong there between Dumont and Landry. I mean, Dumont definitely sent it in deep, but that doesn't mean Landry did. Oh, now they are 3 wide with Engel in the middle. Look at that great move by Kelly, and he's going to try to get Medina as well with that. That was a really, really nice move by the 55.
Prime of opportunity there is Medina. He's going to be looking to get that back.
He didn't like that.
Right here, coming down the straight here. As you know what, I don't know if I like that move from Landry. You know who didn't like that move from Landry is probably Dumont. He's saying like, come on, man, that's totally unnecessary. I know you're you're probably the fastest guy out here right now. You didn't need to do that to me.
He's pretty much, it's like I ran in the wall myself. You didn't have to hit me on the other side. Because there goes Dumont again, collecting that outside wall. And that is what we saw, but there was a 1 and 2 with Landry. But Landry also drove it in way too deep. As here goes Medina, going to try to make it pass on Dumont. So much fun for Dumont right now, I'm sure.
Absolutely. You know what? I mean, I guess this goes for everybody. You could probably collect like a good, I don't know, good 20 gallons of sweat from these guys after this race. They are it's going to be, it's a physical racetrack.
It is. Oh my gosh, your arms hurt after this one. During all that mayhem, Dalton, we missed something happening to David Owens. He is all the way down to 5th place now. He was previously running behind Smorl over in 4th, I'm sorry. So Shelton was able to get Owens. And not just that, Shelton has a huge gap on Owens. Huge.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. I think this goes beyond. It's got 69 down. Oh my goodness.
That was not nice.
That's the other thing too, is you can get down there and you can, meanwhile, trying to let these lap cars race, but it's like I said, these cars tighten up, and if you're not ready for it and you throw it into turn 3, all the way down on the apron trying to get out of the way, and just almost impossibly that thing can slide back up the track into the racing surface if you're not careful.
Yeah, it really does just kind of feel like it's just, like on snow or something, right? Where there's just no control of the car. It's going straight up. That 11 of Owens, speaking of being on snow, I just saw him way further down the backstretch than he should have been, which tells me he got loose on the exit at 2, Dalton, and slipped down the track. I'm assuming that's what's happening that 11 car to cost him positions right now. Because, that 11 kind of slipping through the field right now a little bit. Oh my gosh, Dumont just collected the wall pretty hard on the exit at 2. Good to see cars going around him here. Doesn't allow Kelly to get around him. That was a healthy hit. Oh no! Kelly into the wall in 3 and 4. Dumont balls the commander off the cliff as they both hit the wall.
Good Lord, more Darlington stripes being collected here. We are past halfway now. And once again, gotta wonder, is it go time now? Even though we do have one more pit stop coming up here, we'll see if we make it to the green flag pit stops this time.
These cars are indestructible. I think I've seen Dumont slap that wall.
And he's going back at Kelly here. Oh my Lord!
Big hit! Wow, shades of Reddick and Busher from last year at this track.
Yeah, except it's not. We're not even coming down the end yet. We got like 50 laps to go.
But you know what Dumont's saying? I don't have one of those stickers on my car.
You know what? You're not gonna get a sticker for 11th place.
It's true.
But you know what? Hard racing. But
yeah.
You got it. Yeah. You just got in way too deep there. I don't know what we were going for.
We're seeing it a lot too. I think a lot of people getting overzealous when they're trying to attempt these passes, not thinking about what the previous lap felt like and just sending it in way too deep. And oftentimes the car on the outside having to feel the brunt of that mistake.
Yeah, you get that confidence running alone, not hitting the wall for a little while, and you're like, you know what, I can throw it in. Why not?
And then shockingly,
another hit of the wall.
Yep, Landry collects the Darlington stripe right there. Man, that lady in black, she is just walking around and touching everybody right now, isn't she? That's what she does, right?
That lady in black, she is a succubus. We will say that.
She is. Sorry. Oh, producer. Just made us laugh. Look at this as well. I'm going to go to the 11 of Owens real quick. Under fire from the 22 of Brenner and really the 56 of Landry as well. Owens having a rough go of it this deep in the run. And I think also, I would say, Dalton, lap 76 right now. So that gives us 44 to go. I think the pit window could be open if you wanted to make this a one-stopper, if you're willing to go 44 laps on your last set of tires.
Yeah, and we saw it just for a brief second there. We saw the 17. The 17 a Milliken with the front end just smashed in. Looked like the Incredible Hulk just smashed straight through the front of that car. I wonder how that happened.
Yeah, I wonder if he followed someone into a corner where they maybe collected the wall and then just drove straight in the back of them. I've done that here more times than I'm proud of. So that could have been it. There's a lot of different ways you can collect unique-looking damage at this track. As speaking of, I just saw the 2 of Shelton slap the wall through 3 and 4 real healthily. Man, I mean, if you just were to keep that static camera on one of these corners, you would just see probably 3-4 cars per lap collect that wall, no matter what corner you're in.
Yeah, and maybe this is the kind of thing where you're saying, well, everybody's doing it. I might as well.
Yeah, if the cool kids are doing it. Also, I'm seeing that lead of Joey Styres shrink pretty considerably, Dalton. It's down to 0.6. Look at that.
Yep, still got just an arm's length between them, but yeah, we'll see if that continues to shrink here. As Malarkey might kind of have this figured out now on how he's going to run down the 23 of Styres.
We saw Malarkey work through the field from the 20s all the way to the top 5 in that first run, and then still have some for the guys in front of him. So it would not surprise me to see Malarkey be a little bit stronger than really anyone in this field on the long run.
Yeah, and I'd love to give these guys shine up front here, but yeah, those guys back there, Landry, only really made up about a half a second from, I think, the last time we talked, like 20 laps ago, about him being 5 seconds back. Only down to 4.5 seconds back now.
Yeah, Landry may be at that point we talked about where those tires are. Oh, and there goes Styres into the wall. This could be the moment that Malarkey needs. That was a pretty big hit through 3 and 4. I do not think he's going to have a ton of speed, but Malarkey, I don't think he has enough to send it in here.
We'll see how this goes. He's just pulling up to the back here. You can see he's able to run a little bit higher. Has that confidence to really get up on the wall in the middle of 1 and 2.
And we've got action all over the track as well. The 9 of Medina just got past the 22 of Brenner. So Medina continuing to get through this field, but look at that. Malarkey looking all over Styres, trying to create an opportunity to pass. He knows that Styres just made a big mistake. He's on edge right now. Now is the time to put the pressure on.
Yeah, chess, not checkers here. As he's going to be looking to set up that pass. Or just wait for another mistake from 23 that he can capitalize on.
Styres grazed the wall twice through 1 and 2 there, Dalton, and that cost him that run.
Oh, and here it comes.
That's all Malarkey needs to see. Look how deep Malarkey sends it all the way below the racing surface, does the slide job, and completes the pass for the lead. But, oh, yep, that's going to be, Styres is going to have a run. We'll see if he wants to do anything with it through 1 and 2. I think he's just going to file behind the 73 Malarkey, the strongest car on the long run so far today. The 73 up for the lead, and then behind them, side by side, we have Owens and Smorrell, as Owens makes the pass in the 5 of Smorrell. Owens showing a second life here on this run, and behind them, even more action. You see Landry trying to defend his position.
Oh, we must have missed it then. Did Medina get up in front of... Yeah, Medina got up in front of Landry somehow.
He did. I think it was when he got Brenner as well. I think he may have gotten a 2-for-1 special there. This field right here is just so close, and these guys are grazing the wall every their lap, and it's checking up if anyone's running that line behind them. So that's where the passes are coming. As you see right there with Smorrell, he collects the wall on the top, and look how much he's going to check the 22 of Brenner. 56 of Landry may have an opportunity here. Oh my goodness, Smorrell just rode that wall all the way through, and now here goes Medina to the inside of Owens. He's going to try to make a pass through 3 and 4 here. I believe this is for third place.
Looks like Styres just ducked down pit road, I think.
Oh wow, so Styres.
Or wait, oh no, he missed it.
Oh no, he misses the pits. Joey Styres misses the pits. And we talked about how evil that pit road is, Dalton. That's all too easy to do, but that is going to be a huge mistake for the 23.
You know, it won't be a mistake if we get a caution here. But yeah, it looks like this pit cycle's starting to open up.
Does he try it again here? We'll see.
You know what? We'll see how much trust these guys have in this staying green now. We'll see it. You know, we'll see if these guys don't try to run this thing as long as they can.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm wondering if Styres may have just gotten loose and had a loose moment instead of actually trying to pit there. I wonder what it actually was. We could be wrong, but nonetheless, it cost him a lot of positions. Based on what it looked like visually, it looked like he missed the pits with how slow. Oh, yeah, we saw that.
Owens.
Yeah, Medina in front of Owens, and then in front of them is Kylo, and I do believe that 31 brought it down, Dalton. I believe he's on fresh tires, and that pace that 31 has right now would indicate as such.
Okay, so that's, yeah, okay. That's not for position now. I was going to say that's two of our tournament drivers there.
I mean, it is an undercut, though, so we will have to see whether or not we get a caution and when they blend if we don't. But, yeah, that's going to be interesting. And cars are pitting now. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and then...
from Landry.
Yes, wow. That was a big one by Owens. I cannot believe these cars are as healthy as they are. As he hits it again down into Landry. Watch the exit here. Good exit by Owens, even though he lost the position. But Brenner's going to take advantage of that now. Man, when you make a mistake, Dalton, it rarely seems to cost you just one position.
Yeah, you can't have just one.
No. Tell him, Dalton.
I'll tell him. Yeah, no. As you see, yeah, sometimes it can feel like you're just kind of waiting for that line to end when you get into the wall. You're just like, okay, the next guy's gonna be the last one. Then I can really just focus and settle down, keep driving this track. It's like, okay, there's one more, and it's crazy how quick. Even when you're seeing on the Delta, you're like, okay, I got like 1 second to the next guy, and all of a sudden he's right on you 2 laps later.
Yeah, it really is insane. And it happens so quick at this track. Yeah, you'll have a 1 second lead. You'll think that's healthy. Like, okay, I'm good. And then all of a sudden, you're like, what happened? Why is it my bumper? And it happens so fast here. People can find new signs of life, and you can a mistake can cost you more time than you initially think. Steyer's, yep, I'm glad we have the camera on him. Still on the racetrack. Now looking at Smorl, trying to recover from that mistake. Oh, man, Joey Steyer's had a great run going, trying to recover from that now. But this is tough. And right now, it really is. These top guys are just minimizing mistakes, and I think those are the ones that we're seeing in position to win this race. Oh, there's a Smorl on the wall.
Joey Steyers. Is he saying, I need tires?
Oh, wow. God. I thought no cheat would mean none of that.
Although maybe not, because he's still out here. He hasn't tried to come back down, I don't think.
No, I don't think he has. And behind them is Buell right there. The 52, we haven't talked enough about Buell. He's been doing a great job today. He really has been here. He was in the top 10 to start this second run, and he's stayed there as well. So Buell having a great run there behind the 5 of Smorl. But yeah, Steyer's, gosh, I'm just hearing that wall sound, that all too familiar wall sound, Dalton. Every time, every lap. I wish I could see it all, but I'm sure somebody is. Now the pits are getting busy. Here we go. That's the 73 Malarkey. Malarkey in the pits.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I just noticed there's still 25 cars running laps out here.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. So I like that move from Malarkey, Dalton, because what we've seen from him all day is long run speed. So why not come in early and get the benefit of running those fast laps on those fresh tires early when you know you're going to have that confidence to still be putting down heaters 38 laps from now?
It's about maintaining control of the race, although I guess you kind of relinquish a little bit of control when you do come in early.
Yeah, say that to Landry, and Kelly, and Medina about that.
Yeah, but this, I mean, like we were saying, this can work out as long as we stay green, and that's the key. We got to stay green.
Absolutely. That is what needs to happen for the 7-3 Malarkey. He was the beneficiary of being on the other end of that earlier in this race, and he does not want to be on the other side of it right now and find himself a lap down, taking that wave around on the worst tire situation, losing that track position. So this is a big deal for this thing to stay green if you're the 73 of Malarkey.
Yep, as we see Jose Medina here coming up on David Owens. I'm not sure if he's on fresh tires.
Yeah, Medina.
The situation is there.
Looking at Owens there, Medina's been strong all day today. I know Medina likes this racetrack. One of those guys that really eager for the challenge. And also, I mean, just going to shout him out there. He should get some sort of award or recognition for being one of the throwback guys. And also doing the customization. I love when you take a throwback like that, but you make it your... Oh, it's him to Owens.
Lord.
Oh, man, he's saying to Owens, why didn't you do a throwback as he goes by him? And now Owens is going to bring him down in the pits.
Yeah, you know what? I actually want to talk about Jose Medina here for just a brief second. Because we have two Medinas. We have David Medina. We have Jose Medina.
No relation.
No relation. Other leagues I've run in with Jose Medina. They've called him the Funky Cole Medina. Yeah. He can't have that here. That's David Medina.
Right when I got this league and I called him Funky Cole, I'm like, oh, so it's just like a Medina thing. Like if your last name's Medina.
Yeah. So he needs. So Jose needs a new nickname. And so I mean I was thinking like, okay, the funky hot Medina. Whatever. But here's one that I thought of. Because he's always running that Pacifico car, Jose, the drunky cold Medina.
Okay, that's really good. That's really good.
Maybe. We'll see.
I like it.
We'll see
if
if
Jose
he
likes it. Yeah. If Jose likes it, we run with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Malarkey has already gotten past Kelly, I think Kelly still has to pit. Medina, we saw come into the pits there. Funky Cole Medina, not Drunky Cole Medina. But that is going to be interesting, as now I see Stiers in front of Malarkey. I don't think Stiers has brought it down yet, Dalton. I think he's still trying to stretch this one as far as it can go, and that's not a bad strategy after a mistake like what happened to him.
It's something interesting. It looks like Landry brought it down already. So he's going to be trying the same kind of strategy again. It looks like bringing it down earlier. He is not phased by he is not traumatized by that first instance where he came down and the caution came out.
He moved on. He's brave. As you saw right there, Brenner bringing it down, and behind them was the 2 of Shelton. So 2 of our top 10 cars bringing it down there as well. So a lot of separation here, Dalton, in terms of the lap choice for pitting. That's going to be really interesting, not just when it cycles out, but if this stays green in the long run again, wow. I mean, talk about comers and goers, a lot of different situations. Like, we saw what 3 laps, 2 laps difference can be for our top guys, as we saw Landry and Kelly, Landry and Medina kind of not fall off, but balance out early in that run because of their tire differential. These guys, some of these guys are going to have 5, 6 lap older tires than other cars around them.
And you know what? With that, I think the danger of caution goes up because just because of the speed difference between a lot of these cars just coming in on different laps with gaps in the lap that they're coming in the pit.
And sometimes it can even be distracting, Dalton. A lot of these guys likely using technology. Oh, as Landry gets into there. Yeah, that was certainly a little hit check from Landry. That was a little bit of a goalie move, was it not? Yeah. And then he gets past Malarkey as well. Landry on a mission.
Lip there, yeah.
Wow. Okay, that was distracting. So, anyway, a lot of these guys likely, have data available to them.
Kelly coming out of pit road.
And yeah, here comes Kelly coming out side by side with the 3 of Mandela, and right behind him the 2 of Shelton. Shelton had a great pit stop there, a great cycle.
Well, and he's on the attack.
Right. But Dalton, how distracting is it too when you're on a run like this? And actually, you don't use this data. I do, and I'm often telling it to you. But man, when you know that it's just a mixed bag throughout the field, every car that comes in front of you, you're looking at your data. Okay, they pit this lap, so I need to adjust my approach this way. I'm going to be faster than this guy by the X amount. I'm going to be slower than this guy by X amount. It is a lot of math. You're just constantly doing every lap.
That's why when I come into these races, I'll usually just pick one guy and I'll say, you know what, I'm gonna let you tell me what's up. When you come down pit road, I'm coming down the next lap.
Yeah, you have your little guinea pig. That's a good thing to have. I mean, especially like super speedway races, that too, right? You have that one guy that you kind of let. For me, honestly, oftentimes in these races, it's David Owens. I like to watch what David Owens does. He has so much experience in this league and in these different formats that normally what he's doing is the advisable strategy. So I'll just follow the Owens and then usually end up in a position to win the race at the end.
Yes, sir. As we see,
as long as he doesn't touch you.
Yeah. So we see more. What's about to be a battle here between Medina and Landry.
He's making quick work on Landry, closing that gap very quickly.
And that's once again, I'm not sure what lap that 9 came in, but we know Landry came in pretty early. So that, we might
open my data.
Medina might have that tire difference working to his advantage as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm gonna open up some data here and see what I can get for us. I'm gonna use RaceLab apps. Not sponsored, even though I wish it were.
Sheldon's still giving Kelly a hard time.
Okay, here we go, Dalton.
Getting right on his tail.
Landry came in on 96 and Medina came in at 97. So not a big differential there. 1 lap fresher tires from Medina. So this will actually tell us quite a bit here to see how much that 1 lap matters. These guys are currently running second and third.
Trying to make the pass here.
Whoa!
Just didn't have a run. Gonna have to bail on it. Try to make the corner. Ooh.
So now with this situation here, this is battle for the top 10 here. Kelly came in on lap 100 and Shelton lap 99. So like I said, Dalton, what a mixed bag. Oh my gosh.
And I believe, like we said, Malarkey ended up coming in
I think that's about like
Earlier than-
95.
Earlier than
92.
Yeah, so that's how he's kind of opened up this 4-second gap.
That is a
Him and
huge
Blandry
lap
Medina.
delta.
And look again that Blandry and Medina.
Wow, there they are, yep.
Third.
Yes, and they are following each other. And it's going to be a 4-second gap with one lap car of Tommy Fox in between them right now. Malarkey probably going to get by Peltz in the near future and put 2 cars in between them. It is a pretty big gap, and the delta on tires is 4 and 5 laps. Oh, man. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be enough to make the pass, but I'd be shocked, Dalton, to not see that 56 and that 9 on the tail of that 73 before this thing is over.
Yeah, and you know, I think the weird thing is someone's missing here. You know, Jared Kelly was with those 2 guys, but I'm not sure if something happened on the pit cycle or if that. I know we saw him take a little bit of contact earlier. Not sure if that might have given him a little bit of damage. But
You know what I think it is, though? Kelly pit on lap 100, Medina lap 101, Shelton 99, Stiers 102. I think it was a combination of a couple things. I do think Kelly may have had a little issue because Kelly is a little bit further back in the field than he was before the cycle, but not that much. I think that was what the delta was, Dalton. When you come in on 92 and you get to run those 8 laps of fresh tires, let's just say the delta is 2 seconds, that's 16 seconds on track.
yeah, oh man, Malarkey is counting down those laps right now. Just hoping that delta just stays the same, or that when it starts counting down that it just stays where it is.
And he's also hoping that 56 and that 9 get to racing, right? Right now, it almost looks like working together to catch the 73 of Malarkey and give themselves a chance at the win. But he would like nothing more than for that 9 to go for that pass. But right now, worst case scenario for the 73.
And these 2 guys, they're both still in that in-season tournament. Not facing each other though. So they don't really have any reason to fight just yet. I mean, they might fight towards the end, either for the win, or if they can't catch Malarkey, they'll start fighting for that second spot. But otherwise, they don't really have much of a reason to fight just yet.
Really good shout. That's a really good shout. I didn't really think about that. I wonder how much it's going through their minds right now, thinking like, well, we do have our in-season tournament won if we just do this, but no, it's not, Dalton. Because here goes Medina to the inside of 56, and the 56 almost collecting the wall right there. These guys, no, they don't care. It looks like Medina wants second place, and also Dalton, they are making time on that 73. It's down to 3.5 seconds right now. So I think that also might be enough for Medina to say, I'm gonna pass you now, because I think we're gonna catch that 73 no matter what, and I don't want to be in 3rd place when we get there.
Yeah, you know what, though? I don't know if I want to be in front of this. So I don't know if I want to be the guy that's trying to make that pass, because, if I'm the first guy that goes for it, hey, that second guy, if he gets bold, he might be able to send that thing underneath both of us if we slow each other down enough and just take that lead for himself. I think we've seen that in real life before.
Yeah, we're going slow. I think we have a caution on the racetrack. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. Not sure. I'm going to try to find the incident. Oh no. Oh no. The 55 of Kelly makes contact. It looks like 2 of Shelton into 1 and 2. Oh, Kelly just taps the outside wall, comes down the track into the 2 of Shelton, and Kelly's car is destroyed, Dalton. And oh, whoa. Looks like he's joining us in the booth right now. What happened there, Jared Kelly?
Mix of wall and impatience.
Well, not to bully you. I actually am more curious about, we were speculating your track position there. Did you lose track position through an incident, or was that just by staying out to lap 100?
I don't know. I stayed out a little bit just to have some tires there at the end, but I I definitely fell off from Medina and Landry with some help of just cars throughout the field, just trying to race for position. But yeah, just kind of fell off just a little bit, and obviously didn't want this yellow to come out.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I think for a lot of you lead lap cars, because I was about to mention Dalton, we only had 13 cars left in the lead lap. Well, Jared, amazing drive regardless. You were tons of fun to watch. Not mean to bully you at all. Not a mistake that we have not seen literally every car in this field make today. So I would not feel bad about anything. Just like we've been saying too. Gosh, it's like it really is kind of just luck of the draw in terms of the type of damage you're gonna get with these hits.
Yeah, the car didn't get. It's just the bounce back, I think, is what got us. But
it was, yeah. You just go a little bit of a. You just never know if it's gonna be a Velcro wall or a bouncer wall, right?
Yeah, man, the racing surface on this track is so thin. It's so hard to try and keep positions. If you get put in a situation, sometimes you just have to go for it. So.
Yeah. 100%. I could not agree more, and there is no shame in something going wrong at Darlington. Like I said before the race started, most people don't have the balls to show up to this racetrack, so just being here.
Dave Medina got a speeding penalty.
Oh my gosh. Medina must love these broadcasts, Dalton, because he likes to make it exciting for us.
Oh, man. He's going to have some work to do here, huh?
Yeah, is that going to be rear of the field behind the lappers?
That stinks. Wow.
Oh, that's brutal.
He's doing the Kurt Busch. I'm already there.
And then words that we can't say on the air.
Exactly.
That video honestly makes me sad. Like I'm glad that Kurt Busch is in such a good place now. Well, I wish he was in the racetrack. But gosh, that video makes me sad.
You know, it was lovely to have Jared Kelly join us in the booth there for a second. When I showed up here today, you know, like 10-15 minutes earlier than you. I kind of asked him how it went, and he didn't do a very good job maintaining his poker face. He just said you'll see.
To be fair, there was no way to even know he won last week. That guy has quite the poker face. As we're getting ready to go green here, Malarkey going to be leading us to the green flag, I believe, in the Geico restart zone.
Green.
Green we go. Yes, Malarkey with another good jump, and also interesting to me, Dalton, Malarkey preferring the outside. In this league, the leader gets line choice like you see at the choose cone in real NASCAR, but only the leader. And Malarkey has chose to go to the outside, and look at the new characters in this race. David Owens in second place, Jason Landry in third. Not a new character there. Volpus with a great recovery up to fourth, and then Kevin Kyle trying to win his in-season tournament, especially with Medina with that speeding penalty. Kevin Kyle with a chance to move on to the in-season tournament finals here.
Yeah, the unforced error by Medina. This has a very good chance of happening now for Kevin Kyle.
Yeah, this is big for Kyle, and I'm wondering now, we just talked about it with the other two drivers, what's going through Kyle's head right now? Is he thinking about the in-season tournament? Or is he thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm in the top 5, I have a chance to win this thing?
You know, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's keeping an eye on those standings, seeing how quickly Medina's working through the field, but at the same time, you do just want to focus I don't know what I don't even know what you're doing here.
Wow, that 55, hats off to Jared Kelly, who we just heard from in the booth. That car, we didn't see the replay, but that car, it smacked the wall head on. Dalton, it was a really big hit, probably the biggest hit we've seen today. And
Still
he
a little
did
bit
not.
damaged too.
Yeah, no, he didn't fix anything. He came into the pits, put tires on it, and got the hell out of there. That is really, really impressive to be driving a damaged race car. Oh, and here goes Medina to the inside. Oh,
Jinx. Not 52. That was
Oh, good Lord. Big hit there. Poor Kelly left it again.
We're still going. We're still straight.
Oh, I cannot believe they are. The 52 Buell kind of overshot there in the middle. A lot of racing going on. As you see him still tapping the wall in 3 and 4. And that's Medina behind Kelly. They are side by side about 3 rows back. This is not where David Medina wants to be. And here goes Owens and Landry. This is for second place right here. Oh, no!
Oh, there goes
Around
Owens.
goes Owens. Around goes Owens, collected by Landry. Yellow not out yet. That was like we talked about, Dalton. That was off the racing surface. Yellow's out, yellow's out. Oh, let's catch our breath.
And you know what? I think I mentioned at the start of this race that we're going to be delayed on these cautions as they kind of, the incidents wash off down off of the racing surface, but that's, of course, you know, we still have the admins to throw the yellows where they're needed. So
Yeah.
that might have been the case there.
And gosh, is that not such a big benefit of running a league versus officials? Well, I'll go more into detail about that one day. But gosh, I love league racing. David Owens for second place gets turned by Landry. It looked like what we've been seeing all day today, Dalton, where like the exits aren't quite where you want them, and oftentimes you end up coming down a little bit. I think that may have been what that was. I think that Landry also could have been coming up a tiny bit. I think I would definitely call that a racing incident, but nonetheless, that's going to hurt that 11 car's chances of winning. And I think we only got 8 to go, so we got to talk about this now, Dalton. In the bottom right of our screen, all broadcast today, you've seen that QR code. What that will bring you to is the VRN, Vortex Racing Network channel. And what we'll be doing right after this broadcast, about 20-ish minutes after this broadcast, is going live for another live stream for the NASCAR Cup Series. We're going to be at Atlanta this weekend, and it's going to be me, Dalton, Kevin, Kyle. We'll have Jared Kelly there. Me and Gene will be coming in every now and then from the stands over at Atlanta, because he's actually at the race, so he'll give you that POV. Buddy Sully will be there with us, and maybe some other special guests. I'm sure some other people will pop in and out throughout the day. Last week at Daytona was our first live stream, and almost 1,000 of you guys joined us, which blew our freaking minds. I honestly don't know.
That's insane. Yeah.
Absolutely. I thought there was 5 people literally the whole time. I was watching here. I thought it was just us 5 just shooting this, you know what, and having fun. And yeah, if you guys also want to hear me not to censor myself, go watch those. But anyway, I didn't know anyone was watching, and then the race ends. I go check YouTube, and I'm like, what the hell? I could not believe how many people were watching along with us. That's so cool. So it made it not even a decision, if we're being honest, to do it again this week. And really any Sunday race that we can, when these races these BRL broadcasts are going to end pretty close to the Cup Series races, and we will be adjusting our broadcast start times accordingly like we did last week. But we're going to do this as much as we can, because we love hanging out with you guys. We love meeting new people. I mean, I don't know where you 1,000 came from, but I know a lot of BRL guys are in there. I know we have Medina in there. We had a few others. I think Owens may have popped in for a little bit. Hunter Hall. We had some really cool drivers come and hang out with us for a little bit, and we hope to see a lot of that today as well. So scan that code on the bottom right. That'll take you to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel, and then just keep your eye on that live section. About 20 minutes after we conclude this broadcast today, we'll be going live over there. Come hang out. I promised prizes last week. I didn't know 1,000 people were watching. I thought no one was watching, so I didn't do it. Now that I know that people are watching, I'll be doing prizes. So we'll be giving stuff away. It's going to be a lot of fun, Dalton. I'm stoked to hang out with you today and watch some Cup Series racing. But right now, we're going to have 5 to go with Malarkey leading the field with Landry to his inside. He has worked his way back from that misfortune, from that early mistimed caution, and now is going to have a chance at this win with 5 laps to go. Malarkey is going to be the control car here. Great start by Malarkey again. Landry a little bit asleep, and look at Kevin Kyle. He might be able to get second place here.
Yeah, all the way back to Steyrs. Steyrs gave Kyle a bit of a shove there. So he's trying to get up into that podium position, but Landry jumps up and cuts him off.
Wow, and you saw peeking to the inside, there was Vulpes on Steyrs as well, and you saw that dirty air play a factor there. Steyrs was short tracking or flat tracking it down the 1 and 2, and he did a great job keeping it straight. But Malarkey opening up a pretty healthy lead as you see Kyle trying to hold up the distance to Landry. Landry looking to the inside. He's got to make quick work of this if he wants a chance at this win.
Here we go. They are side by side, 1 and 2. We'll see how they navigate this.
Oh,
Out of
Landry.
big contact.
They get together.
Oh, the wall.
So Kyle, I think with that contact, I think shut up the truck a little bit. Landry down, creating a bad situation for both drivers, costing them significant time. Almost a second back to the leader now as he takes the 3 laps to go sign. This thing, time is running out. And are they thinking about the in-season tournament too, Dalton?
These two, once again, I don't believe these two are fighting each other, so that kind of no skin off their nose there. But you know who's hoping that we don't get a caution here is Malarkey out front.
Oh yeah, Malarkey begging, please boys stay green. That could not have gone better for him. And yeah, I mean, like, are the second and third place content to sit? No, they're not. Look at Landry, look at the inside. I was wondering if Landry was going to just take that in-season win. No, he wants the win at Darlington as well. He's going to look to the inside of Kyle one more time, drive him all the way up the track. Kyle's going to go super, super high, do a great job, kind of try to do all the crossover. Oh, right, and then they contact on the exit. Big hit by Landry.
Still green, everybody's still pointing forward. Wow.
Unbelievable that Landry kept momentum there. That was just good, hard racing right there. I'm sure they're not happy with one another, but I love that.
Malarkey's saying, please stay green until I cross the line, please.
I know all he needs. And there's the white flag.
Now Steyer's looking to take second.
Steyer's going to look to the inside of Landry right here, going to try to take advantage of that. Drives Landry up the track. These guys are just going for it through 1 and 2 now. Landry's going to go for that same move he saw Kyle do, go for the crossover. It's not. Oh, it's there. Landry's around. Landry. Oh, that changes everything. And but up front, the Malarkey looking in his rearview mirror with the biggest smile on his face. I told you guys to keep your eye on him. Medina to the. Oh man, there's so much action in this track right now. Malarkey's gonna get the win at Darlington. That guy was so impressive today. Drove from the back of the field. Second place, Kevin Kyle gonna move on. Third place, Smorl. Man, what a recovery from Smorl. Steyers, again, talking about recovery. Fourth place, Jose Medina. Fifth. Great top 5 from Jose Medina, and then Medina Violence, and oh my goodness, yeah, David Medina, he was going up against Kyle. He is not going to move on in the in-season tournament, but in terms of the regular season, definitely some good damage control there.
Yeah, we'll have to see, and I think that is going to mean that Jared Kelly moves on, just when all seemed lost.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That incident with Landry dropped him all the way back.
It did. Landry, I believe, went to.
Oh
15th.
no!
Oh.
We're burning it down. It's okay.
Save it for the end, at least. Yeah, I mean, also I was literally about to say that.
Sure like, no inspection, guys.
That's what Parker Klickerman should have done last week. Like, whenever you win a race now, first thing you should do, Dalton, destroy that race car.
Blow that engine.
What a win from Malarkey. We had so much mayhem happening on that final lap that we didn't really get to gush over this guy enough. I've had my eye on this guy for the past 3 or 4 weeks, Dalton, because it's been impressive performance after impressive performance from Malarkey. And whether it be one thing or another, it just hasn't come together for him. And again, what we talked about earlier for Steyers, we've wanted that good run from Steyers, and for it to happen at Darlington, of all places, for Malarkey. How big of a statement is that to be like, I've been here all season knocking on that door, and the track I got it done at was the most difficult track we're going to go to all season.
Yeah, it's got to feel really good to get that finish on such a technical track, such a technical oval, and be able to take that momentum. And sometimes all it takes is that one race to get that momentum headed in the right direction.
Such a good point. Oftentimes, and we talk about this all the time when you and I are racing as teammates, and sometimes it seems like whether it be leading tons of laps and not winning or getting second place after second place, the one thing that always keeps me going is, oh man, when I get that win, you boys better watch out, because that's going to be that monkey off my back, and I'm going to rattle off a bunch. And that's normally what happens. So, yeah, keep your eye on that 73. Whether or not it's when you're in, it's not in this league, but if it was, I'm sure that dude will be in the playoffs one way or the other, and I'm going to call it now, Dalton. He's a championship contender. So let's go through our race results here real quick, because a lot happened on that white flag. So, Malarkey, the only, tame part of the white flag, wins the race. Kevin Kyle, wow. Good job by Mr. KK. If you want to see how hard he's celebrating that second place, come tune in our live stream in about 15 minutes. He's going to be joining us, and I didn't think it was possible, Dalton, but I think he might be even more litty than he was last week. Third place goes to Chris Morrill, another guy who I was just gushing over. Wow, great job from him. He had the long run speed, or the short run speed early, and all day worked on that car, figured out how to get that long run speed, and has the finisher show for it. Move a little bit faster now so I don't tell a biography over every driver. Joey Steyers, fourth place. We've already talked so much about him today. Great job. 5th Medina. I believe that's his second top 5 this year in the BRL. He is going to be putting his hat in the playoffs very soon. He's doing a great job over there for Team DDI, Wise Guy, and Ryko. David Medina, the other Medina of Fokum Racing, with a 6th place. That's a good recovery after that speeding penalty. The other David Buell in 7th. He was there all day, so good job for him. Vulpes 8th, 9th going to Owens, and Dylan Walterman, not Waterman, in rounding out our top 10, the rookie with another strong performance. Like we said, Jared Kelly is going to move on to the finals versus Kevin Kyle with that 11th place recovery right there, able to beat Jason Landry, who we'll find in 15th. 12th is Angle, 13th Akey, 14th Lynott, who was laps down at some point today, so he did a great job recovering and getting that lead lap finish. And man, this right here, Dalton, tells you how difficult this track is. That was our last lead lap car in a field of 35. So here we are, 15th place, 1 lap down. Jason Landry, Sam Milliken, Michael Serra, Neil, Mandela, Fox, Matthew Scissorick making his debut, 3 laps down. That's actually a good debut here at Darlington. Peltz did a good recovery there, 22nd. Going to still be clinging on to that bubble spot. Brenner in 23rd. Brandon Shelton 24th. Those are 2 fast drivers. Just caught some bad luck there at the end. Michael Benton 25th. Fernandy, Dumont, Schofield, and then some starting Parkers with Rose and Leclerc. Woo! That was a crazy one, Dalton. And then pretty easy for the in-season tournament. It's going to be Jared Kelly versus Kevin Kyle, so that will be fun to watch next week. Oh, that didn't waste any time with that. I love that. That's badass. That looks cool. Who's your pick? Well, I should know this, but where are we going next week? We're going to Indianapolis, the Oval. Oh, that's gonna be fun. That's the type of track that I think Kevin Kyle could be really, really strong at. I mean, we know Kelly's strong everywhere, especially when we kind of go to those more technical tracks. I'm gonna have my eye on the 55, but don't count out Kevin Kyle. He was the person who came up with this in-season tournament, so it's cool to see him being such a big part of it.
Yeah, we're on the bricks. We're going to the Brickyard. Really, anything can happen around there. It's a real draft-heavy track, especially down those long straights. Kind of more technical than people would think. I think trying to kind of line up your braking points, make sure you're getting through those corners good. But yeah,
it's a difficult track. It's weirdly not much easier than this one is. It's a tough one, especially in a stock car. But yeah, we can take a quick look at our points before we let you guys get out of here. So still. And maintaining that points lead with only a few races left to go is David Medina. Jared Kelly is now in second in points. I believe actually he's going to maintain that as well. Third belonging to Landry. So they really are the big three, David. I'm sorry, Dalton. They are running this this whole top of the league right there. So you do see a pretty good sized fall off there to 4th place of Brenner, 5th Vulpes, 6th belonging to Owens, Malarkey with that win now in 7th, 8th Smorrel, 9th Kevin Kyle. Man, that just goes to show how hard it is to week in and week out compete in this league. 10th Milliken, 11th Zach Engel, and then our last playoff spot right now belonging to Stephen Neal. So it is tied. Oh wow, tied. I'm sorry.
It started. Yeah, you know what? I think I said from 7th down to 20th to start this thing. It's narrowed down a little bit, but God, just look how tight it is.
Yeah.
I mean, like from 10th down to about like 18 or 17,
and it got tighter in that area too. So man, that is going to be what we're keeping our eye on. We'll have a long list of drivers to be watching next week over at Indianapolis, because that is going to be a make or break it moment if you want to have a chance at this BRL championship. All right, Dalton, that was an awesome one. If you want to pull up that QR code one more time, Jared, so we have that. Come join us in about 10-15 minutes time over at Atlanta on VRN. It's youtube.com/@Vortex Racing Network, or just scan that VR code, right, or QR code, not VR code. QR code right there on the bottom right. Come hang out with us. We're going to be having a good time. But today here at Darlington, another amazing BRL race, Dalton. That was so much fun. We, like you said, going in, lots of comers and goers, lots of guys with a different chance to win this race, which honestly, I don't see a ton at Darlington. Oftentimes you see some guy who's really has this place figured out, is able to control the race, but that is not what we had today. We had so many guys who had a chance to win this race. So that was really a fun one. Any final thoughts before you get out of here?
Yeah, it was really interesting. We saw the kind of kind of a myth of Sisyphus, you know, or wait, yeah. Do I have that right? Is he the guy that
That's
pushes the
what it
rock?
is.
He pushes the rock up the hill, right? It was that's kind of what it felt like watching Jason Landry kind of lead the opening stage and then like slowly work his way through, and then it just all went away on the last lap as the rock went rolling back down the hill. But yeah, we had a lot of fun today. It's going to be real fun coming up here to drop the decorum and revert back to my usual form of raccoon in the garage. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun hanging out with you guys today.
Well, phenomenal job today, Dalton. It was a great time having you in the booth with me. Yeah, we should have me and Gene back next week, unless he decides he wants to go to Indianapolis as well, which I would not blame him if he wants to. But yes, if all goes according to plan, it'll be me and Gene back with you guys next week with Dalton in the garage, there to provide that extra insight, someone who I know has experience at that racetrack, and we'll have our amazing producer here to also give us some insight where necessary, Jared Kelly. So thank you to everyone over on the BRN team and the production boys and the VRN team. Lots of different people to thank here, and one important one we got to thank before we get out of here is Animal House Customs, our sponsor. Thank you so much for all you do for this league, for making this possible. We are having a great time over here, and it's just been a phenomenal season that is definitely worthy of being covered this closely, and we're very lucky that we're the ones who get to do it. Another great race at a track that demands a lot of these drivers, and these guys just don't disappoint. So my hat is off to them. I'm excited to go watch some Cup Series racing in Atlanta with all of y'all. It's going to be a really good time, but that was another awesome race. So thank you all for joining us here from the BRL and the Production Truck Boys at Darlington. Thank you, and we will see you guys next week at the Yard of Bricks at Indianapolis.